Hello children, let's start a class today. So in this poem, My Shadow, we have done new words, we have done reading, and we have done few of the exercises. So now today is let's talk. Here you can see that few situations are given to you, and what is asked? Work in pairs and discuss the following. What would you do if? So there are situations given and you've been asked कि what would you do? आप क्या करोगे अगर आप इस situation में फंस जाते हो तो if you're stuck in this situation or if you face this situation, then what would you do? So first situation is a dog chases you. A dog chases you. The second situation is you have forgotten your homework copy at home. You are alone in a room and the lights go out. So there are three situations. In one, a dog chases you, जब एक dog आपका पीछा कर रहा है. सेकेंड सिचुएशन, जब आप अपने होमवर्क की कॉपी घर पे ही भूल गए हो और स्कूल चले गए हो. एंड नेक्स्ट इज आप जब अपने घर में आप अपने कमरे में अकेले हो और लाइट चली जाए. Now children, what is common in all these three situations? That in all these three situations you will be scared. Now in first situation it will be frightening. So now what word I am using? When you are scared, जब आप डरे हुए होते हो, so situation is scary and you are scared. And one more word we can use for this, and that is frightening. And when the situation is frightening, you are frightened. So these are few situations, and these are few kind of emotions, a kind of feeling which you will have. So you'll be scary, you'll be scared, you'll be frightened, you'll be intimidated, you'll be chilled, you'll be spooked. So in common language, in slang, when we speak, then we use that he was spooked. That means he was totally frightened. She was totally frightened. So there are few words which you can use. So now with those words, we will start writing what we can do. So suppose a dog chases you. Now what you will do? Now what I will do, I can tell you, though I know I cannot beat a dog in running, but still. So what I'll do, I'll run as fast as I can and will try to hide myself somewhere. This is the most obvious reaction which you would do. So I'll run as fast as I can. I will run as fast as I can and will try to hide means छुपना myself somewhere. So this is the most normal reaction. Now second is you have forgotten your homework copy at home. Now for what you would do, now it depends. Now few of the students, they lie, and when they don't complete their homework, they still make an excuse that they have forgotten their homework copy at home. But few are, yes, in real it happens that they forget. So now what they'll do, firstly, suppose if you do this, then what you would do? Firstly, I'll apologize to my teacher. Apologize means to say sorry. Firstly, I'll apologize to my teacher, and then I promise him or her not to repeat this mistake again. This is a very important thing, children. Saying sorry doesn't mean anything till the time you take an oath not to repeat it. So don't do it again. You are alone in a room and the lights go out. Oh, it's a very scary situation. I get scared and then I'll try to find out the way out of the room as soon as possible. So this will be my first reaction. Hey children, there's one more fun activity for you. Now this is shine a torch behind your hand and see its shadow on the wall. Now what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to light the torch and then see what happens to the shadow of your hand. And remember children, this activity you are supposed to be doing in the night when the shadow can be formed. Now second point of this activity is move the torch a little away from your hand and see the shadow on the wall. So when you move away the torch, what happens? And when you bring torch towards your hand, then what happens? See it and then write down what happens. Do you find a difference in the size of the hand on the wall? So does it happen that you find a difference in the size of the hand on the wall? If so, then write down, note it down. Working together, children, as nowadays working together is possible only through online. So let's try. Work in groups of 5. Make a large hand on a plain sheet. Now you're supposed to make a large hand that you will draw on your notebook. Here I am drawing it on my notepad. So this is how a hand looks like. I think it is almost recognizable that it's a hand. Make a large hand on the plain sheet. Mark the names of the fingers, thumb and palm on the hand. Use the hints given in the box. So you all know that this is thumb. Now this is your forefinger. I have written 4 here. You'll write finger as well. And it is also called index finger. This is your middle finger. This is your ring finger. And this is the small finger. And you know what do we call to this small finger? We call it pinky. So it's a pinky finger. Now one more thing, this is wrist. Wrist is also part of your hand. Now this is your hand, and the where our hand is attached to, that is called a arm. And this is a back side of the palm here, because I have drawn the hand like this. Otherwise the front side is called palm. So this is a picture of your hand. The next is do the actions as given below and observe which part of fingers of your hand is being used. So children, that this activity you will do on your own and write your observation. Write your observations in your notebook. कि आपको क्या क्या इसमें पता लगा है. Now let's move on to our next exercise. What is that? Our next exercise is let's write. Fill in the blanks using one of the words given in brackets. Here you have to write these words which are given in bracket, the most suitable, the most appropriate one. Where is the child? Dash parents have come to school. Now what we will write? Where is the child? Now the correct answer will be whose. Normally when we talk about people, we use who and whom and whose. Which we can use, yes, and we use, but normally which is used for non-living things in general, though we use for people also. I saw many houses dash were quite spacious, that were quite spacious. Here we will use which, I told you. So here we will use which. So here we'll use whose, here we will use which. Mathematics dash is my favorite subject is so interesting. Mathematics which is my favorite subject, is so interesting. So here again it will be which. Whose, which, and which. The poem that you read out is so lovely. I know the street dash he lives on. Now what are the options with us? What are the options with us? Who's, that, which. I know the street whose he lives on, that he lives on, which he lives on. So it will be that. I like reading books. Dash have pictures in it. Which have pictures in it. We can use that also, but more appropriate is which. The old lady dash I met in your house is my neighbor. The old lady whom. So here the answer will be whom. So let's revise it. Where is the child whose parents have come to the school? I saw many houses which were quite spacious. Mathematics, which is my favorite subject, is so interesting. The poem that you read out is so lovely. I know the street that he lives on. I like reading books which have pictures. That old lady whom I met in your house, and so on. So children, this is about these words, these fill-ups. And now here one more thing is given. What do you think is the name of this? Why is she called that? What color is she? Do you think she is friendly? What does she like to eat? So there is a female dog and its description is given. So you just run your horses and imagine and do some creative writing. Write down with the help of these clues what have been given here and make a paragraph. Write down in a notebook. Thank you.